Get ready for an adrenaline-packed adventure as we embark on a thrilling journey into the heart of waterfowl country. Welcome to another riveting episode of Waterfowl Obsession. This time, we're chasing the elusive flight of the fall migration with our trusted partners, Swift River Outfitters, in the famed land of the living skies up in Saskatchewan. Brace yourself for an unforgettable experience as we bring you some of our most epic mixed bag hunts of the season. Welcome to Waterfowl Obsession TV.
Welcome back to Waterfowl Obsession TV. We are excited to have you back for the fall season. Our fishing poles are officially put away.
Yeah, we do love to fish since we never have time to do anything else. Our little Tegan, he ended up catching a 31.5-inch walleye actually. We went on a trip up north and that was fun. But now it's time for our first fall hunt. And what I love about the fall is you never know. You can find a good duck feed, Canada goose feed. Then it turns out you get a bunch of everything, snow geese, ducks, Canadas, but fall is because you have your migration every day with new birds, so you never know what you're in for, and on this action you're gonna see that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so this is a pretty good little field here. At least a few thousand mallards sitting in here. The only thing that we're gonna watch out for here today is trying to stay away from the water as much as possible. We got a nice little hilltop up here and then a little depression. So we're gonna set up in that depression so we're not quite as visible to them. Birds are gonna be over here to our west on some big water. As long as the wind cooperates and stays out of the southeast like it is right now, we should be in good shape. It was a great hunt in a spot where you had really nice scenery. It's that typical rolling hills, pothole country. It was a pretty special hunt to share with those guys. They all appreciate ducks, and I'm one of the guys who definitely is partial to shooting ducks, especially when you get big flocks of pintails, 200-300 at a crack, and they're working the way they did that day. So I think it went really well. Shooting was good, the ducks worked well. It's everything you'd want out of a good dry field duck hunt up here in Canada. So we've been watching this field for a couple days, and you know what, it worked out awesome. I knew there was going to be a lot of ducks in there. Some snows showed up, so I figured to throw a bag out. That worked out great. The snows were cooperative. There was no snows in the field there that day, but they certainly showed up in the afternoon, and we were able to pull quite a few, and I think we shot 40-some birds on that hunt.
Stay tuned, guys, for more waterfowl action. This is Waterfowl Obsession TV, brought to you by SX Decoys. We'll be right back.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Swift River Outfitters. Check them out at swiftriveroutfitters.com. You're watching Waterfowl Obsession TV, brought to you by the Pursuit Channel. I'd like to talk about our #1 seller. It's our life-size full-body Canada goose decoy. We've got a fully flocked version and also a painted version. They all come with loop kits and our patented motion system. Will come with bases and stakes and individual protector bags. Also this year we released our black and whites. This decoy does make a difference in the field. We had customers request this. There's guys that swear by it. I've seen the difference. It's surprisingly how many times the birds actually go to these black decoys. It's pretty impressive. The other thing we added in 2024 is our new stackable sleeper shells. One thing I did different, there's a lot of sleeper shells out there. I did the oversized head, added loop kits to them. We do the painted version, which I do the flocked head and the flocked tail. We also do a fully flocked version in these stackable Canada Goose sleeper shells. For more information about our products, give us a call or check us out at sxdecoys.com.
Stay tuned, guys, for more waterfowl action. This is Waterfowl Obsession TV, brought to you by SX Decoys. We'll be right back.
This segment of the show is brought to you by SX Decoys. Check out our complete line of decoys on sxdecoys.com. You're watching Waterfowl Obsession TV, brought to you by the Pursuit Channel.
The biggest thing in the next few days here is going to be the weather. So normally, you know, when we've got consistent weather out on the prairies, usually there's a lot of sun and clear skies at this time of year, but generally when it starts to get a little colder, you know, around the beginning of October, you start dealing with some rain days. Those rain days keep the birds in the field all day. Depending on where you're hunting, I love rain days because stuff moves around all the time, but it makes it tough for us because you really can't get into a field where the birds aren't already there. Birds this afternoon should already be spread out, and I should be able to kind of see what pattern they're going to run. I'm just going to see where we've got a decent concentration of birds, even though they want to spread out on these kind of crappy, rainy, cloudy days.
Yo, there's a good 15 grand and there's, you know, probably 3,000 ducks.
Where are they sitting in that thing?
Look, they're stretching right now almost all the way to the back of those bush blocks, but not quite.
We're going to try to switch things up tomorrow and possibly hunt off one of these bush blocks in the backside. And then that way we're a little more concealed rather than having to set out in the open, kind of get into that time of year where you're not going to get away as easily with just plopping your blind out in the middle of the field and hoping for the best. So just going to try to figure out our options for cover here. We're going to try to figure out what we can do to keep things covered up. So stay tuned, it might be a good hunt.
we're going to be hunting some snow geese, mainly Ross geese. There's about 10 to 12,000 of them. A lot of them are still kind of like in family groups. We're going to be running about 350 of the SX snow goose full bodies, make it look a little bit bigger than what it is.
With the fog as thick as it was, when we could hear them, we could see them, and they were decoying pretty much right where we wanted them to. So fog was coming in and out quite a bit in the morning. When the fog would kind of leave us a little bit, there was quite a few adults mixed in, so it got a little tough for a little bit. But then when the fog would come back in, we could get them right where we wanted them again.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Swift River Outfitters. Check them out at swiftriveroutfitters.com.
I just want to take a little time and talk about the SX full body duck decoys that we're using. They all have tail loops on them. I can grab 20 to 30 decoys at a time. The stake system's a drop and go. You don't have to line up the tail with anything like some other decoy companies. One guy's setting stakes in front of me. It's wicked fast. It takes about 10 minutes to set up, 6 dozen, not even. They look realistic, and just day in and day out they work for us.
We're all set up in the pea field. We got about, I don't know, 8,000 ducks out here, and the whole crew's out here. We got the trailer blind butted up against an A-frame, and the boys want to shoot some ducks, so we have the spot for them. Full spread of SX full body ducks, and we mixed in about a dozen and a half full body honkers just for visibility, and we'll run a couple snows in there too, just to get a good pop off the spread here in this big Saskatchewan field. The wind's blowing, the birds are starting to move, and the guys are ready to hunt, so stay tuned, we'll see how it goes.
that wraps up this episode of Waterfowl Obsession TV. What a really awesome way to end the fall season.
Boy, it really was. We got into a couple days there of a lot of different species. You know, it was really a fun 2 days with the guys, and looking forward to doing that again.